These are nothing but scatter diagram. These are nothing but scatter diagram. Scatter diagram is a QC tool, quality control tool, 7 QC tool. X-axis is continuous, Y-axis is continuous. And you see the points are forming a pattern, straight line here, forming a pattern, straight line here, no pattern here. There is no pattern, completely randomized. Like how you see the sun in the, stars in the sky, these are scattered. When the points are completely scattered, no relation. That means there is no correlation. But when you see a pattern getting formed, you can understand there is a relationship. Sometimes if you go to the school where your children are studying, particularly you are going to the school in a PT hour and children are in the ground. Do you see all the children scattered like this? They'll be running here and there. So same thing is happening in your process. Students are not under control. That's mean, am I right? PT period means students are not under the control. And so they're all scattered in the ground. But one fine day, when you go, students are standing in a straight line in the play field itself, in the ground itself. What does it mean? When students are standing in a perfect straight line in the playground itself, what is your observation then? Have you ever seen?
For prayer or
a PT master is there.
Yes.
PT master is there and he asked your children to stand in a line. That means children are controlled by the PT master. And here uncontrolled, here controlled. So whenever you see a pattern in your graph, you understand your process is controlled by some external force. The force what we are studying is the X variable. X variable is in the X axis. Y variable is in the Y axis. X variables are, it's moving automatically. X variable is called predictor and Y variable is called a response. And here the first graph, the relationship is positive. Why do I say positive? As X increases, Y increases. In the second, the relationship is negative. As X increases, Y decreases. Clear? As X increases, Y decreases. This is positive correlation, this is negative correlation. So correlation can be positive, correlation can be negative, and correlation can be calculated using a metric Pearson correlation coefficient. This is the formula. N is number of data. X bar is the average of the X value. Y bar is the average of Y value. S is the standard deviation of X. Sy is the standard deviation of Y. So R is obtained. R is called Pearson correlation coefficient. R always range from +1 to -1. When that means center value will be 0. 0 to +1 represents positive correlation. 0 to -1 represents negative correlation. And the R can be divided into 3 groups. Up to 0.4, the correlation is called weak. 0.4 to 0.7, correlation is called moderate. And 0.7 to 1, correlation is called strong. Similarly on the right side. All right, hope it is understood. And now I am showing a diagram, a scatter diagram. Look at the way the points are lined up. And now tell me, is there a relationship between X and Y? Does it seem to be a relation?
Yes.
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 And tell me, is the relation is positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. And tell me, is the relationship is strong, moderate, or weak? It's a guesswork. Do it.
It's in strong.
It's a strong. Very good. Your guess is perfectly all right. If you are not able to guess, use this formula. If you are not able to guess, use the formula. But your guess is absolutely correct. And now, what is the correlation here? Is it positive, negative, strong, weak, or moderate?
Positive, strong.
Positive, strong.
Here?
Negative.
Negative, strong.
Negative, strong.
Negative strong.
Very good. Here?
Scattered.
Positive.
Positive, moderate.
Right.
Here? Use all the learning. Moderate and then negative. Moderate and then negative.
Negative.
And now?
No correlation.
No correlation.
Correlation.
No correlation, no relation also. No correlation and no relation. Here?
Parabolic.
No correlation, but there is some relation. No correlation, but there is some relation. Your R value measures only linearity. Here, no linearity, but there is parabolic relationship. So correlation, no correlation doesn't mean no relation. Always correlation should be confirmed with the diagram like this. That is the scatter diagram. If you ignore to see the scatter diagram, sometimes R may mislead you. You have to be careful. So now regression. Regression is nothing but mathematically modeling the relationship between X and Y. That means you get an equation describing the relationship. Regression can also tell you the direction, can tell you the size and significance. Regression can be used as a prediction model. You can use it for predictive analysis. And regression uses a method called the principle of least square. Thereby, your prediction can happen better. So we'll see all these things. What is a regression model? What is regression equation, regression coefficient, and residual? See, a regression equation can be a linear equation. I will use a linear equation whenever my scatter diagram reveals this kind of pattern. When my scatter diagram gives me a clue like this, I will go for a linear regression. Linear means X will be raised maximum to the power of 1. That's called model order. So the general equation is y equal to ax plus b, or you can call it y equal to mx plus c. Do you remember the equation, famous equation? Y equal to mx plus
C.
Very good.
M is the slope, C is the coefficient.
C is the intercept. Very good. We'll see that. And similarly, when you see a quadratic relationship, that means a parabolic relationship, your equation will be a second degree or second order equation. An x square will be there. Suppose if your curve is going up and coming down and again going up, an up and down pattern, then I will go for a third order equation. Do you now understand when to go for linear, when to go for quadratic, when to go for cubic? Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
The initial clue comes from scatter diagram. That is why data collection is important, right? You collect the data correctly, then only clue will be correct. And now for this particular case, this is strong. Somebody said strong and then positive also. I calculate the R value. When I calculate the R value using this data, R is found to be 0.97. When R equal to 0.97, what do you understand? When R is found to be 0.97, R is Pearson correlation coefficient. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So R equal to 0.97 is coming. What do you mean by that? R equal to 0.97. Strong correlation.
Strong.
Right? Or you can even call it very strong now because it is close to 1. 0.97 is very close to it. So what do you mean by very strong? Very strong means this particular factor, Y variable, is influenced fully by this particular X variable. Do you understand? The Y variable is under the maximum, under the influence is mainly influenced by the X variable. And that influence can be understood by squaring the R value. Can you tell me what is the R value? What is the R value we are discussing? 0.97.
97.
Now somebody tell me the squared value of R so that you can understand the influence. Can you square the R value? 0.97. When I square it, you know what will come?
0.8.
Come on, do it quick. Very difficult job, right? Square it. 0.97 multiply again by 0.97.
0.94.
0.9. That is what you are seeing here in your regression analysis. R square. R square is 94. 0.94 means 94%. That means whatever changes you are seeing in the Y variable is the 94% of the changes you are seeing in the Y variable are due to the X variable. That means this person Y is influenced by his wife X. If you want to get anything done with your Y, then talk to the wife, work is done. Because the changes in Y is strong influenced by X only to the extent of 94%. Do you see somebody, they do everything only, no, based on the wife's instruction. And now you want to control the person, you directly speak to the wife, isn't it? Same way, you want to control the wife, you speak to the X. Because X has an influencing capacity of how much? 94%. Do you all understand? Yes
Yes.
or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So now the equation is there. When you use softwares like Minitab, automatically the equation will come out. Or you can calculate yourself also. It's not that difficult. Weight gain equal to minus 754.6 plus 0.4631 calories consumed. Calories consumed is the X. So the number or the coefficient of this particular calorie consumption is the M. This is called regression coefficient. This is called regression coefficient. This constant term is called, the y-intercept. What is this ym? Imagine you have a regression equation. At any point, randomly you pick up a point, draw a horizontal, draw a vertical. Draw a horizontal, draw a vertical. Now measure the length of the vertical line. That is called del y. Measure the length of the horizontal line. That is called del x. The del y by del x is nothing but your m. Clear? You can draw it here also. Draw a horizontal, draw a vertical. Measure the length of the vertical line. Measure the length of the horizontal line. The ratio is nothing but your m. Do you know how the m comes? M is how much? 0.4631. Then, how the x comes? How this coefficient comes? I extend the line downward and I see the line is crossing my y-axis. Sorry, y-axis at this point. That is called the intercept. Since it crosses the y below the origin, it is negative here. Do you understand what is M and C?
Yes.
Very good. So if you understand well, then you can predict very well. You can understand what is happening in your process. See, for example, in this graph, I increase the x by 1 unit. So what happens to the y? Y also increases by 1 unit. Am I right?
Yes,
I
sir.
draw a horizontal, I draw a vertical. My horizontal goes by 2 unit and my vertical also goes by 2 unit.
2 unit.
Del y, horizontal is del x. So del y by del x is equal to 1. Del y
1.
by del x equal to 1. That's why the equation is y is equal to x.
Yes, sir.
And now there is another equation on the other side, another curve on the other side. When I move to the x, move by 1 unit in the x-axis, my y-axis moves by 2 unit.
Yes.
So the m is 2 here and it passes through the origin. That means intercept is 0.
Equal to 0.
Intercept will be 0. Now what is the equation of this line? Y equal to
2x.
2x. Now what is this number telling you m equal to 1 and m equal to 1 and m equal to 2? When I say m equal to 1, it means when I increase the x by 1 unit, y will also increase by 1 unit. That is the meaning. M equal to 2 means when I increase x by 1 unit, my y will increase by 2 unit. Y is my profit. I want my profit to jump to some value. Do you get an idea how to move your x-axis? How to move your x value? Y can be your defects. I want the y to come down. When my equation is like this, I want the y to come down. What will I do? I will reduce my x. Clear? So you get a clarity on the relationship. And now can somebody tell me what is the meaning of 0.4631 here? What is the meaning of 0.4631?
That's
One
the
unit
variation.
increases 0.5,
0.5 times.
0.46, yeah. One increase in calories will increase the weight by 0.46 times.
When I increase the calorie consumption by 1 calorie, when I increase the calorie consumption by 1 unit, weight gain will increase by 0.4631 unit. When I have the coefficient with the plus sign, the relationship is positive. See, this equation will work for the population very well. Now what is the population here? Somebody studied, some person called Mr. A is studied, and for Mr. A, the X values are the calories he consuming. Every day he takes 1,000 calories. His weight is noted. The next day he is asked to, maybe another 1 week, he is asked to consume 1,500 calories. Then his weight is noted. So for how his body is behaving, we mathematically modeled it. And now what I understand, as far as Mr. A is concerned, his weight gain is purely a function of the calories he is consuming. He is what he is eating. He is what he is eating. He can increase his weight, he can decrease his weight only by controlling the calories he is consuming. That the effect of the calories on the weight gain is 94%. He do not have any other disease. He do not have any other food, bad habits. He is leading, a normal life, and his weight purely a function of calorie consumption. Now tell me, this particular Mr. A, will he be able to gain a weight or decrease a weight whenever required?
Yes.
Tell me.
He can.
Definitely yes. Because only one factor is critical for his weight. He can, as long as he can control the factor, he can control the weight. But all of us are not able to control it that manner. Why? Because we allow too many factors to play in our weight. Maybe we don't sleep properly. Maybe we don't do any workout. Maybe we live in a stressed environment, and all of them, play its role on our why. And then we are either obese or we are lean, isn't it? So please understand why I'm telling this is, you need to understand whatever equation you are generating, this knowledge can be applied only to that population. You cannot use this equation for your body. If you want to use understand the relationship for yours, then data has to come from you. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right. And now while generating the equation, the points are scattered like this. However, we generate the equation along the blue color line. That means we are prone to commit some error here. Am I right? See, actually, when we connect the dots, the line will be up and down. But we can't find out the equation of the up and down line. That is very tedious job. So we make an assumption here. When we make an assumption, we are committing an error. That error is called residual. For every point, there will be a residual. Here, the residual is positive. Here, the residual is negative. The residual is nothing but deviation. The residual is nothing but deviation. On an average, every point will have a deviation. Every point will have a deviation. What is the average deviation? What is the average deviation? That is nothing but your standard deviation. That is nothing but your standard deviation. So when I go to any regression model, see here, I go back. When I go to any regression model, yeah. See here, do you see S here? S is nothing but what? Standard deviation. You want the standard deviation to be higher or lower? If the standard deviation is higher, your regression equation will be inaccurate. If the standard deviation is lower, your regression equation will be very accurate. If you make your regression equation very accurate, you no need to conduct experiments. Simply you can use the equation and get the Y value. You no need to run the machine. Simply substitute the values in your equation. What kind of products will come out, your equation will tell. So you can make your mathematical model as a prediction model. For that, building the regression equation is very important. You have to build. And that's how ISRO, they are predicting the position of the satellite sitting in the comfort of the control room. Today, evening 3 o'clock, at what position satellite will be? 1 o'clock itself, they will tell our satellite will be in this position. Exactly, it will come there. Why? They have such a regression model available. Clear? You collect correctly the data, sufficient data you collect, and then collect it without committing error. Your regression model will be great, and then you will also start predicting very well. And now we have understood residual. And now this particular case, referring to the data given in the table, can you model the relationship between calorie consumption and weight gain? This is the weight gain noted. This is the calories consumed by the individual. And now I conduct a correlation study, and correlation study is telling me R equal to 0.7. The R is called Pearson correlation coefficient. It means the relationship is positive and strong. I can even say very strong. But when I square it, I understand it is 0.94. Now it is called a coefficient of determination. It simply means my influence of my X variable on the Y variable is 94%. My y variable listens to the x variable on 94% of the time. So I can explain the reason for the variation. I can explain the reason for the variation. But what I cannot explain is only 6% I cannot explain. Do you understand? A person behaves in such a manner because he is controlled by his wife. 94% of the behavior is based on the advice of the wife. But 6% of the time, he may listen to somebody else, isn't it? Same way, your y variable listens to x on 94% of the occasion. But 6% it is responding to some other variable. And that is what you are seeing here in the scatter. And this is the regression line. The equation is here. You can see the S value, you can see the R square value, right? And now this is the equation and always P value. Anytime you hereafter, anytime you use the data, ask for the P value. What is the P value here? Less than 5%?
Yes.
Less than 5% means the study can be trusted. The study can be trusted. Whatever study you have done, yes, I will trust your study and then I will believe your findings. And now S equal to 90. You know the meaning of S. S should be low. And then R square also you know. And now there is something called predicted R square. Predicted R square, if the predicted R square is close to 100% or more than 90%, you can use the model to predict new observation. What is using the model for predict new observation? See here. Now the x values, so many x values are available. But suddenly you want to know the y value. You want to know the y value for x value of 1,850. Is it 1,850 is available here in the x?
No.
But you need it for some reason. You need it because you want to recommend to the person, your patient, Mr. A, to consume 1,850 calories, every single day. You want to give a recommendation. Now, what will happen to that person? You no need to do an experimentation. You substitute in the x equation, whatever the equation is throwing out, that will happen in the real time. How? Because my predicted R square is close to 100%. When your predicted R square is close to 100%, your model, your regression model will start speaking the reality and you will start predicting very well. You will predict like an astrologer. Clear?
Clear.
Got it. So regression is a technique to generate an equation describing the relationship between x and y. Six Sigma team can make use of the regression equation to investigate the relationship. What kind of relationship is existing? Whether the relationship is linear or quadratic or cubical, you can understand. And to what extent there is an influence. If the influence is heavy, then the factor is the single root cause. If the influence is, let us say, instead of 0.94, you get only 0.4. What do you understand? It is, the factor is critical. The factor could be a root cause, but influence is how much? Only 40%. So you will be able to solve the problem, only 40% of the problem. The remaining problem comes from other factors. You have to explore. Your brainstorming was not good enough. Your fishbone analysis was not good enough. Your Y-way analysis is not good enough. You have to figure out, add few more x. Then only the R square, predicted R square, will improve, and then your R square will also improve. So regression results can help you to understand the direction of relationship, size of relationship, and also give you a hint of statistical significance because it gives the p-value. The regression coefficient estimate the change in y variable to the corresponding change in the x variable. We have seen when I change x variable by 1 unit, y variable will change by 0.4631 unit. This will happen very correctly in real time if you are able to generate a regression equation with the higher predicted R square. Regression can be used to model linear, quadratic, or cubic relationship. If there are any questions, I can help you with the answer.
More than one factor, how do we do it?
Yeah, if there are more than one factor, you can actually collect data about your both factors at a time. You collect data about both factors at a time. For example, x1 and then x2. You calculate the x1, you collect the data about x1, you also collect the data about x2, and then your equation will be ax1 plus bx2 plus c. What is the equation? Ax1 plus bx2 plus c. There will be 3 regression coefficients. 2 regression coefficient and 1 will be called the intercept, right? And once you have set of data, the ABC can be determined. There are mathematical procedure. I don't want you to bother you with the mathematical procedure. This all of you have studied. I know you have studied in your school and college. Only thing is you could have forgotten. When there are three constants involved, or let me say, when there are 3 variables in your equation, you want to solve the equation for 3 variables. Now tell me, how many equations are required to solve an equation with the 3 variables? Can somebody tell me?
4 equations.
No, if there are 3 variables, you will require only 3 equations. That's all. If there are 2 variables, I require 2 equations. For example, x plus y equal to 2 and x minus y equal to 4. Can you solve the equation and get the value of x and y?
Yes.
Possible, right? So similarly, when you want to get A, B, and C, all that you require is 3 equations. Frame the 3 equations and solve the equations for A, solve the equations for B, solve the equations for C, right? And then once you have the ABC value, then you can get your equation. Or otherwise, what you can do is you can use Minitab. Let me show you how you can use Minitab. Do you see my Minitab screen?
Yes, please.
So go to stat. Second. So go to data is available. Go to stat. Go to regression.